northwest over River Governor. I won't quit PDP, says Wiki, as Ikimi heads disciplinary panel on ex-governor's anti-party case. Then it comes with another radar. We have Dangote refinery reduces crude import from US. And then the details of this can be found on the page 19 of the Punch newspaper. Then we have another one at the top of the newspaper which says governor plans fresh $100 billion investments. And then the details of this can be found on page 19 as well of Punch newspaper. Another one, we have another reader on the Punch newspaper which is federal government hikes passport fees to 50,000 and 100,000. And then the details of this can be found on page 2. Then another, we have some readers at the bottoms of the newspaper as well. We have Togo, Benin owe Nigerian $14 million for electricity. And then this is coming from the Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission. And then the details of this can be found on page 19 as well. Alright, we have another readers which says e-Airlines drivers reject fear slash threatening strike. And then the details of this can be found on the page 4 and 5 of the Punch newspaper. Then federal government working to avert impending ASU strike. Then ministry. Okay, we then move to Vanguard as well. On the headline of Vanguard, that is the headline on the Vanguard newspaper, we have petrol scarcity worsen as marketers load at 780 naira per litre. Then the details of this can be found on page 20 of Vanguard. Then it comes with the following readers. Transport fares rise by over 200%. Transporter laments impact on business. Nigeria becomes failed state. This is coming from the Pegasus. Then another reader we have here on the Vanguard is we have federal government finally criminalizes vandalism of telecom facilities in new gazettes. Alright, then before we move on, I won't be doing justice to this alone. I have in here with me Barrister Adeleke. You are welcome, sir.
Thank you. Good morning, Nigerians.
Good morning. Barrister Adeleke will be giving us justice on the headlines and some readers we have on the front of the newspaper today. Then let's start again by looking at the Punch. The headline on the Punch says PDP chair Wike tackle Clark as anti-Fubara plot thickens. Sir, what's your take on this?
Well, it's a protracted crisis. And you know, with the personality of Wike, as far as PDP is concerned, so if they don't tread courteously, that may consume the party. Because here is the man who has been financing and supporting the party when others are junketing from one party to another. So you cannot just rubbish him like that. So if they don't apply native wisdom, then catastrophe will soon happen.
Right.
But at the same time, they should allow the rule of law and peace, tranquility to exist. But at the essence of governance, we should not let the personal interests truncate our national democracy.
All right, thank you for that. And then we have it comes with the following readers, which says Dangote refinery reduces crude import from US. That's the report that just emanated.
Well, that's one of these the bad parts of Nigerian history. Because if you have crude oil here, why are you not supplying enough? Also, when we don't have our own refineries working, if you are supplying enough, there may not be the need for him to import crude oil again, because you don't expect him to sell at a very cheaper price. Eventually, when eventually they find the product. So because you must have paid by dollars, so the price will not change. And Nigerians are expectant that the price of Dangote will make the price of oil to go down. Well, as we have seen it now, that may not be a dream that we are enjoying for now.
All right, thank you for that. And then let's take a look at this. Governor plans fresh 100 billion investments. What's your take on this?
Well, investments in the key and critical sectors like education, health, and youth unemployment. If they are able to revitalize our local industries, cottage industries, we have so many of them that are not working. Even in Osun State here, we have the cocoa industry, as we are told in Ede, but none of the government's successful currents has been able to revitalize that cocoa industry. So, what are we saying? It's not just building infrastructure over the year, more than 15, 20 years, without showing anything tangible in terms of industrialization for it. The state governors have been given power to generate their own electricity. What evidence do we have in Osun State particularly? Why can't Osun and your governors partner? We have Asijira Dam in Osun State. They can use
many dams there itself.
There's apart from the Asijira, we still have other pipeable dams. It's a matter of liaising with the federal government and the foreign investors to bring the electricity down to Osun State. That will reduce our reliance on the national grid.
All right, thank you for that. Then we have another one here which says federal government hikes passport fees to 50,000 and 100,000. Oh, what can you say about this?
Well, according to them, they said they have upgraded their quality in terms of maybe adding some pages. The one 35,000, that was 64 pages. The other one 70 to 100,000. So, in terms of the longevity of the year, they have increased it to 5 years. That of 35,000 to 50,000.
Do you see it as a good development?
Well, it depends the angle you look at it. Whether you collect or not, people that will still go will go.
Yes, sure.
But the masses, the people that are even doing the Japan, they may be somehow affected.
Because I think that's what people are saying, that is another trick of the federal government to disallow people from traveling out.
No, not to disallow them. No, an internal passport is used for various reasons, not just for traveling
out.
People they don't know. So there are some institutions that require for internal passports.
Yes.
If you want to stand a guarantor or sorting in court, they may ask for the internal passport. So if you are somebody that is living abroad or that normally travel, so there are so many advantages.
Passports. All right, thank you, sir. Then we have another one which says, that is another reader on the Punch newspaper. It says Togo Benin owe Nigeria's $14 million for electricity. This is come from NAL's National Nigeria Electricity Regulation Commission.
Well, how come that they are owing Nigeria that amount of money?
$14 million.
So maybe their economy is not working, or they are having the problem of mismanagement. Even Nigerian that is supplying them, Nigerians themselves enjoying the thing at home. So if you are not getting any benefit from the exportation, it's better you reserve those megawatts for Nigerians to use. So that's to power their industry, to power their home. So it doesn't make sense when you have a big job amount of like that in a foreign land and you are not getting anything from it. It's very ridiculous.
All right, let's take a look at this as well. Federal government working to avert impending ASU strike. What can you say about this?
Well, the ASU, they should think out of the box. Not every time you threaten strike and strike. It will have effect on the students and the society at large.
Academic
because if they don't go to school, they may resort to crime. So it's better for both of them to go to the round table and discuss, and whatever the federal government want to do, let the federal government be very transparent and very intentional this time around, not just promising and promising. If you cannot afford certain amount, tell them openly that you cannot afford this money now, but it's your entitlement, you are going to pay like this, and they should be doing so. So that I can have smooth academic activities in our country.
All right, thank you. Then let's move on to Vanguard newspaper. The headline here says petrol scarcity worsen as marketers load at 780 naira per litre. That was the take on this.
What we are saying that if the marketers are loading as much as that, do you expect them to sell at 800? That's someone that are selling at 850, 900, even somewhere at 1,000 and beyond that. So it has to do with the perennial issue of whether or not NNPC they are very competent. If the people are not competent, for the views of Mr. President, who is simultaneously the Minister for Petroleum, to sack them and to infuse new hands to handle our oil industry. So now the utility season is generally coming nearer. That period you will see a lot of activities. So what is the tendency for Sarah that you know have a higher increase in the amount of petroleum? It may even go to 2,000 or 1,500. So and issue of oil theft too. They should mention the cabal who are disturbing Nigeria, not just there are some cabal. Even Dangote should mention them so that we know whether the government is collaborating with them or government is making serious effort. Because if you mention them and you don't do anything, the implication is that you are allowing them to flourish. So because those are the factors that are causing all this issue of increase in oil prices of petroleum in Nigeria.
Alright, sir, thank you. Then we have another one here. We say the CSO, that is the Civil Society Organization, berate federal government over prolonged detention of protesters without charges.
It's unlawful to detain somebody beyond 24 hours. When the court is closed to the prosecuting agency, police station or any other prosecuting agency, and the maximum is 48 hours. And the law is that you go to magistrate or high court if you want to extend it beyond 48 hours with cogent reasons, and it cannot be extended more than 56 days. So 56 days is the maximum provided now by the law
for detention.
Yeah, and that is in the criminal justice of Osun State, and of criminal justice law of Osun State, and the Criminal Justice Act of the federal level. So it cannot go beyond 56 days. So and these people, I think they are not yet up to 56. That's the reality. But the question is whether or not the necessary order have been secured from the appropriate quarters. If they have not done that, it's wrong. And the protester can hire civil society or lawyer to approach court to ask for their freedom, court of law.
Okay, thank you for that. And then we have another reader here on the Vanguard newspaper which says food inflation reducing, we will reduce it further. This is come from the Minister of Finance. What they are doing?
I don't know where the food inflation is reducing. I don't know. That one will not be true. Although there are some prices of goods like gari coming down to maybe 900, but we are still selling more than that. So it is not general, it is relative. Maybe losing in certain areas or part of the country, but generally speaking now, price of goods are still high. But like those commodities that are very essential and people are always buying, it's very common to the people.
Like beans,
like yam. And so those are the areas that, unless the state governors too, as we said here, that they should massively engage in agriculture. They should, that should be one of their cardinal programs. Policy before you get to power. Nobody should even wake you up to remind you. You should do it on your own. You have the land, most of the land and in the states. How many land does the federal government have?
Yes, exactly.
Very little. They only acquire
through the states. As many.
They are closer to the people, local government in particular too. Local governments will have a farm settlement. The local government, maybe tomato farm settlement, rice, especially area of agriculture, poultry. Now that they are having autonomy, I think that should be the area all these chairmen, when they are elected, they should first focus on. We generate employment, we boost the economy of the local government and the state at large.
Alright, thank you. Then we have another one here. Police invitation to Adeleke. More critical unions give strike notices.
Well, the Ajaro, if the allegation is true, I don't expect the prosecuting agency police to waste time. He said we'll be coming by 29 August. So get all your evidence, if they are genuine, on ground. So they within the 48 hours, charge him to court. But just detaining him, just like the case of Kano now, since 2017, he's still there now, 7 years. So the case has not been concluded. We don't want that. A serious prosecuting agency government does not detain your citizen at will. There must be cogent reason.
Please, they should have the evidence.
They are not corporate charges. They are very serious offenses. So before anybody can just put that in the paper, you must have had your evidence watertight. That's just the law.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that. Then we have another one here. Fake certificates. Uganda, Kenya write JAMB demands student verification. I think this comes from JAMB.
Yes. Fake certificates.
Yes.
Well, the issue of fake certificates, I will allow profile that the government should not just ask for the certificates, ask for the people transcript. I have my own from 100 level to 500 level. In the US, that they call the certificate as ceremonial document. They stamped it. That's all the course you study, your grade year by year. Request for it, and don't just request for it when they finish or they serve. It's from 100 level. When they have given them a grade, ask for the transcript. Let it be documented somewhere. If you have the record with the JAMB, the NU, Nigerian Union University Commissions, all those bodies will have the copy of the student admitted anywhere. So by the time you graduate, they already know your transcript, they already know your background. Not just anybody can go anywhere and bring certificates
and present it.
And present it and say I graduated this place. But the transcript will reveal a lot of things.
Alright, thank you for that. And then we have another reader there on the Vanguard newspaper. I think we should be looking last year on Vanguard newspaper. It says federal government finally criminalizes vandalism of telecom facilities in New Gazette. What can you say about this?
Well, that one will even be an economic sabotage and to be a serious punishment. Imagine when they damage anything communication. It will cause a lot of confusion. There won't be free flow of a market, trade will be affected. So many millions of dollars will be wasted within that period of even 5 minutes. So they ought to have done that before, because the reason why they say they are not that there is no law in which you can try to, but the law already on ground for that may be so minimal. But this one now, I think it's a special offense with specific punishment.
Alright, then we move to the Nigerian Tribune. Then the headline on the Nigerian Tribune says Damagun opens up on controversial letter to appeal court. That's the, I think, the acting chairman of the PDP.
Well, the court has said this over and over that the internal affairs of a political party, the court should not dabble into it. So that's the ground upon which the acting chairman is saying that he had the right to write to the court who is going to be their counsel, the lawyer. Even though the other side they are saying that it should be their legal advisor, national legal advisor, who happens to be a son. But the chairman, I think in terms of hierarchy and other ESCO, they are more than the legal advisor. They can even sack him. So no court will listen to the legal advisor and abandon the chairman. So, and it's internal affairs. Those are the issues that the other side in the party, they should let the reason prevail rather than sentiment. The issue that brought all those about is the issue of the Wike and Fubara, the first state issue. And we all know the genesis, that the godson and the godfather, they are fighting. None of the party headers should take side with either of the two gladiators if they know what they are doing.
Alright, thank you, sir, for that. And let's look at the radar. It comes with the following radars, but one of them we'll be looking at is withdraw invitation to Ajaero. Opposition lawmakers tell police.
They cannot say that now. Ajaero, just like me, we are all citizens
of Nigeria.
If anybody is alleged, it's incumbent upon you, hire your own lawyer. And the law is clear now that every statement that will be obtained from a suspect, the lawyer or another person must be there, so that everybody will know whether it was voluntarily obtained or under duress. And Femi have been hired by NSC. So he will accompany him to the police headquarters on 29. So why are you saying you are going to go on strike? Because if it
it's just to me it's just an invitational call now.
No, sometimes the police will say we invite you, but
well, at the end of the day,
arrest. So we just let you. That's the method they are using.
Alright, let's look at this one. This comes from the Wale Edun as well. 500 million domestic bond. Investors' right to assets fund protected under law.
Yes, but we see a major cankerworm of corruption on daily basis. Just recently, the President just sacked the chairman of the Hajj Commission on this of 90 billion. He was appointed just last year. Can you imagine? And more so, it's a sanctimonious and very religious circle. People believe in the high moral, people that represent the high moral level. That wants to happen. It's very so. If the law protects their investment, then there has to be a political will to sanction anybody that invests any money, not just giving them the suspension like Better Edu, whose report we are yet to know what his report is all about. That is not good for our democracy and the transparent government.
Alright, thank you. And then let's take a look at this one. This one will be the last one we'll be looking at today. Non-release of new minimum wage consequential adjustment causing anxiety. Labor. I think they are
I think those are the issues that the labor should be dialoguing with the federal government, should be taken up with the federal government. And since the signing of the bill into law, we are yet to hear of any state compliance, state governor. So if the state governor are behaving like that, the federal government also, they must show the good example. Not just say we have increased. The issue of the lawmakers are on ground. How possible that they are receiving 1 million quarterly, but 20 million as allowances, and the body that is supposed to fix their salary is the Revenue Mobilization and Fiscal Commission. So they don't have the right to give themselves any allowances. It's illegal. So if you cannot give the labor people 250,000, so how possible you get money to pay yourself 21 million, calling it 20 million allowances? It is every month that you are maintaining everything. Which allowances? Or you are buying this new everything every month, day in, day out? Those are the issues that call for questioning.
Alright, thank you, sir. I think we'll be drawing the curtain here today, then we continue tomorrow as well. Meet our colleague tomorrow the same time and on the same edition of newspaper. Thank you for watching and have a nice day. Thank you.